Hi, in this video, let us explore data cleansing, mainly deduplication using vector search. Suppose you are migrating supplier data, it's just an example, from old database to Oracle Cloud, and some data like the same supplier entered with slightly different names, and there is no unique way of identifying that supply. All these suppliers are same in the source data. So that would become the cleansing process a bit of challenge. There'll be a lot of manual work involved. And if you don't cleanse such records in source and you migrate them as is to cloud or the target database, so it will cause issues in further processing, like you are raising purchase orders or any ongoing transactions in the target system. So in this scenario, we can leverage 23AI vector search to identify such data that is semantically closer. In this case, we're going to see just now uh, the suppliers that are um, semantically closer. We measure that. How do we measure that? We measure using 23AI vector distance vector search. So let's just try with an example. So what I'll do is if I have a table, I'll drop this table. So you see the syntax I'm using here, if exists. So this is also another feature of the of 23i database. So they made it more easier to manage the database, and you don't get any unnecessary errors. So yeah, it just says table dropped. So I'm going to create a table, suppliers, and again I can say here if node exists. So create only if it doesn't exist. Suppliers, supplier number, let's take this number, and supplier name, and this is a character. Okay, okay, table created. Now I'll just insert some data uh, that is supposed to be duplicate, and we'll see that in a minute. So all this data. Okay, let's quickly check the data in this table. Okay, you can see here. Suppose your source system is a historical system, even old systems where you can have duplicate suppliers for the same VAT reg, but suppliers are entered multiple times. Like this, for example, ABC Corporation, Corp ABC, A dot B dot C, all of these, A space Company ABC LLC. So all of these point to one organization. Here I'm taking just 26 records as an example. So we want to identify, suppose if I have to take ABC Corporation. So I need to identify these are my duplicates. So these are potential duplicates. Uh, so for the user or the data owner who is cleansing it, so we want to present a report to them saying these are probable duplicates. So you go and check the data and identify which one is correct and migrate only that supplier. Okay, so for this we can use the vector distance, right? For example, if I take vector distance, check the vector distance. Yeah, vector embedding using, let's try this supplier, and then vector embedding using Corp ABC. So you can see here it is calculating the vector distance between this and this, and it says 0.09. So we know from the previous videos that if the vector distance is lesser, because this is cosine similarity by default, if it is lesser, two data points are semantically closer. So this says like these two, ABC Corporation, Corp ABC, are closer. So they might be similar. They might be just duplicates. Okay. So you are comparing with. So, and then I will order it by the vector distance. Okay. So, for example, if I'm checking for this one, I will check this I'll calculate the vector distance of this against each of these and sort them by the ascending order of the vector distance. Yeah. So let's just try to run this. I'm taking only 50 because you can see here, because of self join, there'll be lots of rows, and I just want the top ones to identify. Take some time because it has to calculate, it has to do the vector embedding and then do the calculation. Okay. So now if you look at this and see, observe these ones, the USA, Oracle USA Inc. So it has identified there are with 96% similarity that you have Oracle USA Inc. and USA Oracle Corporation. They could be same because these are 96% similar. And then you see here I've yeah, deliberately I put in a space here, and then different moved the XYZ into the supplier name in the middle, but then it has identified it correctly, right? So, and then here Google, it's slightly spelled different, but it has identified it correctly. So if so, it depends. So you have to on your data set, you will need to try this and identify what similarity percentage. For example, here after up to 69 percentage, for example, IBM. So IIBM. So this could be a typo. Some user might have entered it like that. So, but then it has identified it. It could be a probable duplicate. There could be potentially, right? So, and after that, you can see these are completely different. Yeah. So this one against this one. So you can define up to what similarity percentage you have to take. You can take, which will define your cleansing data set, and you can present this to the users and finally ask the users to make decisions based on that. It will be much faster than them going to each supplier name, search for that supplier. It's not even a direct search. So they have to manually go through hundreds of suppliers and hundreds of records of data and to identify the supplier. As you can see here, we are just searching straight ahead with the supplier name. So the model or this vector embedding or vector distance search is as good as our data. So if we can do little um, normalization, suppose taking off leading trailing spaces or making everything in uppercase or taking these dots off, etc. So that could improve the model performance and also give us more accurate results. So for that purpose, I've written this query, which I'm going to copy in here. So what I'm doing here is simply I'm replacing all the dots, right? And then entire thing I'm making it uppercase. So let's check this result now. Okay, it has come. You can see here the percentage has not changed, but if we go further here, and you can evaluate whether it has done it correctly or see here after this point up to 70%, you can pick the results up to 70%. Yeah, this is how you can use the vector search to do the data cleansing, identifying the duplicates in your data. So you can extend this, you can create these as a views, or you can do as a functions. And one more fun fact is, if you have MCP server installed, you can have IDE, you can just query it using natural language. Hopefully this will help you. Yeah, happy learning. Thank you.